In the quiet town of Eldridge, time itself came to a halt. Raindrops hung suspended in the foggy air, streets were frozen in an eerie silence, and birds were trapped mid-flight, like statues in the sky. It seemed like a spell that could never be broken, and only one person held the key, a young clockmaker named Elara. But the strange, glowing pocket watch she found wasn't just broken, it held a heart. A heart that belonged to a stranger she hadn't met yet. Elara's shop was a chaotic wonderland of gears and springs, lit by the warm, flickering glow of a single candle. Late one night, her eyes caught a peculiar light. There, amongst the clutter, was a beautiful pocket watch, its hands ticking backwards. Driven by a clockmaker's curiosity, she reached out and touched it. In an instant, her entire world froze. A single drop of water from a leaking pipe hung perfectly still in the air. Then, a whisper echoed through the silence, seeming to come from the watch itself. "You found me." A figure materialized before her, his golden eyes shimmering in the dim light. He was Aion, the Timekeeper. He explained his predicament, his voice urgent. "A creature of shadows stole a part of my heart, the very core of this watch. It's what powers time in this town. If we don't repair it, Eldridge will be trapped in this frozen moment forever." Elara looked around her shop, at the frozen dust motes dancing in the candlelight. She was just a clockmaker. How could she fix something so magical? But seeing the desperation in Aion's eyes, she couldn't refuse. She had to try. As she agreed, she saw quick flashes in her mind, magical clock gears spinning into place, dark shadows creeping along the walls, and a sense of growing danger. Aion's presence was both mysterious and comforting. While they worked, he would say things like, "You're braver than you know," and strangely, "Necessary to me." Elara would just laugh it off with a small smile. "Necessary? You sound like you walked straight out of one of the fantasy books I read." But as they worked, a real connection began to form. Their hands would brush as they reached for the same tiny gear, their eyes would meet over the glowing watch, and their shared laughter would break the tense silence. With every piece they fixed, the heart inside the watch pulsed with a stronger, warmer light. But in the corners of the room, the shadows seemed to flicker and watch, waiting for their moment. One night, as a storm raged outside, the shop began to tremble. The clocks on the walls spun wildly backward. The shadow had come for them. It loomed in the doorway, a formless void that seemed to suck all the light and warmth from the room. Aion yelled over the chaos. "The shadow is trying to consume the watch. If you fail, you'll be trapped in this broken moment forever with me." Fear gripped Elara, but she looked at the desperate hope in Aion's eyes, and then at the pulsing heart in the watch. A strange sense of calm washed over her. "Then I guess I'll just have to trust my heart," she said. She placed her hand firmly over the watch. At her touch, a brilliant golden light connected her heart to Aion's, pulsing in perfect sync. The light exploded outwards, a blinding wave that filled every corner of the shop, and the shadow simply vanished. Slowly, the world outside stirred back to life. The rain began to fall normally, the birds took flight, and the people of Eldridge resumed their day, unaware that anything had happened. Exhausted but triumphant, Elara and Aion stood in the quiet shop, their hands intertwined. The watch was fixed, time was moving again. But Elara noticed something strange. Every now and then, the watch's hands would tick backward just for a second, glowing faintly before correcting themselves. Sometimes, love isn't about fixing time, but about trusting your heart to mend what's broken. And maybe, just maybe, creating a little magic to repeat again. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more magical adventures. See you next time.